Yo, crack is crazy. Charlemagne, are we live? Episode 2, Nobody Asked Shawn. My name is Sean Murray. Very disappointed in the response to episode 1. I was really hoping that I did not have to do an episode 2. But why would you make me do this? What did I do to you people to put this pressure on me? I thought I was gonna get I gained followers on Instagram for the first time in 18 months. This doesn't happen to me. I don't know. The people who know me, I do stand up, I write, but mostly what I do is nothing. I hate doing stuff. I can't tell you how many texts and DMs I have of people being like, "Yo, Sean, when you gonna?" Never, nigga. I just want to play video games. I have no interest in doing anything. I so rarely put stuff out. Here's that shrimp joke I did in episode 1. That is from 2017. That didn't happen last week. That happened in the first year of Trump's presidency, not the final year. Martin Luther King Day was last week, and I was thinking about if Martin Luther King came back to life right now, he'd probably be most pissed. I mean, one, that he was shot in the head, but two, that he never got to really actually see dope shit. It's not until when you live in a certain time period, you probably don't realize that you never got to see anything actually cool. The shit that you thought was cool was an embryonic version of actually dope shit. This nigga never got to see the '96 Bulls. He never got to see Steph play for the Warriors. He never got to see anything cool. Imagine if he came back to life and he's like, yo, this is what the NBA is. Niggas used to wear Chuck Taylors on the hardwood. Now D Wade has a Chinese sneaker. Why? What? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? He never got to see anything cool. He never got to see the '96 Bulls. He never got to see the Warriors play. He never got to see OnlyFans. Yo, imagine how different Martin Luther King's life would have been if he would have got a chance to see OnlyFans. The FBI was tapping that nigga phone because it tried to get it, telling Coretta Scott King that he was cheating on his wife. He wouldn't have had to cheat if he had a nice OnlyFans account, paying $9.99 a month to see the exclusives, maybe going into DMs and getting some some extra stuff for a nominal fee. He never got to see Rihanna. Damn. Actually, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's good that he never got to see Rihanna because he would have been in more trouble with Coretta. I listened to some playlists, and for some reason, that J. Cole song, No Role Models, came on in that line where he said Martin Luther King would have been on Dreamville. Yeah, we let J. Cole get away with a lot of shit, bro, and it's about time to address this. Kevin Bermudez, I know you're out there, and I know you don't want to hear this, but J. Cole, he has to be stopped. This nigga said Martin Luther King would have been on Dreamville. Martin Luther King was not a rapper. I also think it's funny how it's hilarious to me, and it's very strange that 26% of J. Cole's lyrics are about how he came fast when he had sex one time or another. And I think it's like nobody asked you about this, bro. At no point did I ever concern myself with whether J. Cole was a Minuteman or not. My strategy in how to deal with certain shit is I assume every man I meet is laying it down for a substantial amount of time. That's just a respect thing. I just feel you know what I mean, it's it's a common courtesy to to extend that to your fellow man, the belief that he's laying it down. But it's so crazy. Why is he doing think about it this way, just in different terms. What if a quarter of Meg Thee Stallion's lyrics were sometimes I get dry in the middle of intercourse. We'd be like, yo, Meg, we appreciate this refreshing bit of honesty. It's so rarely seen in rap, but why is this a pillar of your lyrical output? Go back to talking about taking rich niggas' money. This is weird. This is a weird thing to talk about, and we just let it fly for years. I'll be listening to J. Cole sometimes. I'm like, yo, we gotta fire this nigga. I don't know if that's a possibility. You can't really fire rappers, but maybe we should change things. Maybe that's something Biden Biden can implement is the ability to fire a rapper. Cause nah, bro, we can't. Nah. I was talking to the my homie Yasha the other day. Shout out to the Jamurai, and we were talking about when we used to work together at this camp, and I got fired from being a camp counselor in the middle of the summer. Um, I got fired for arguing with a kid. You're not supposed to do that as a camp counselor, but I'm me. Like, I don't know if people have ever met me. I'm an arguing ass nigga, and I people was like, yo, why would you argue with a kid? It's like, yo, I respect him enough to like we gonna talk this out, bro. I'm all about respect, and it's like, yo, this nigga think he has a point. I'm gonna let him argue his point, but he was basically like a younger version of me, so I wasn't even mad that I got fired because I remember at one point, this is what happened. We were like playing like, I don't know, like we were playing like tag or something. And he was out. And I was like, yo, you out? And he was like, I'm not gonna this is about the campers, bro. This kid was like 7. Like, so it was like, again, this reminds me of a young me because I would have said something like that. But it's like, yo, I'm like, yo, like what, it's tag, bro. You out. It's really that simple. It's not really I'm not making this about me. I'm just like, there are rules to games. I'm sorry. And so we going back and forth about like whether or not he should be out. And he was like, well, this is summer camp. We shouldn't be taking it too seriously, which is a good point. But also we got to respect the rules of the game. And at one point the kid said, and this is why I could never be mad at the kid, even though he cost me my job, is he looked at me and I was just like, yo, just give it up. He said, I will not be silenced. He yelled that with tears streaming down his face. He said, I will not be silenced. I was like, yo, this is so much bigger to me right now. Like, I realized that, like, this is an activist in front of me. He turned into Stokely Carmichael before my eyes. Like, I just like, you know what? You got it, bro. And I was no longer a camp counselor from that moment on. And I just kind of had to thank him. It was like, yo, thank you, man. Thank you for making me realize I never want to be around this many kids again in my fucking life. And I haven't been since. Damn, I got fired. I got fired from mad jobs. I hope no employers are watching this because I always say on my application that I have never been fired. But the most recent time I got fired by this supervisor, my manager. I hated this nigga so much. Like, you ever hate somebody so much like you want to implicate them in your death? I had a plan for my death, like for when I die, like letters would get sent to local newspapers with the subject line murder. Like, and it would be like, there's more to the story than what it seems. Investigate. I can't say this nigga's name, but yeah, I really hated this guy, and I want the worst for him. I was thinking the other day how mad I was when Alex Trebek died because I always wanted to go on Jeopardy and tell this story about the time. This is one time I was in the barbershop, and we were Jeopardy was on in the barbershop, and it was like first round, and I got one question right. And in retrospect, it was like a super easy question. It was about hip hop or something, man. Like, I was like, yeah, I was like 7, and I got the answer right. And everybody in the barbershop like, oh, shout out, look at Lil Man, like, yo, Lil Man smart, man. And it was like, and then from that point forward, I proceeded to get every question wrong for 2 straight rounds. And it was like with each question, every time I got a question wrong, I could see the free haircut slipping out of my hands. Like, I know my mom was sitting there like, yo, we can never come back to this barbershop. I know my mom was sitting there like, yo, either get one right or shut the fuck up, nigga. This is your free haircut is gone. Like, and that's basically why I started growing my hair out. It was like, yo, I've lost all goodwill in this neighborhood barbershop.
Sun shall rise again. I gotta stop shopping at Whole Foods.
Yo, crack is crazy. Yeah, yo, like I was talking about crack with somebody the other day. I don't know. I'm not even gonna explain it, man. Like, sometimes I talk about crack with my friends. I was talking about, yo, the crack has the strongest reputation of anyone or anything in the history of the world. Like, it's so crazy. Like, if you do crack, you are a crackhead. Period. Like, it's you can never escape it. You can never escape it. Like, think about how many people, how many celebrities we know that do cocaine, that did heroin. Like nigga, that's just like a chapter in their life. They can move past that. Like, either you, I mean, unless you die of an overdose, you could just move past that shit. Like all them niggas, like the Rolling Stones, Keith Richards, them niggas was doing heroin. They were doing heroin, and they are beloved figures in our culture. But look at like somebody like Lamar Odom. What is the first word you think of when you hear Lamar Odom? Crack. You think of crack or crackhead. Those are the only things you think of. And it's so crazy. Like, when you hear Lamar Odom's name, you don't think of his accomplishments as an NBA player. You don't think of him as a father. You think of him as a crackhead. That shit is not fair. That shit is not fair. There are worse things you could do in life. But like, that's how, like, crack has a reputation. Crack's reputation is up there with like Hitler as a last name. It's that notorious. I know people with murderers in their family, and they're fine with it. Like, they live with them, they break bread with them, they still go to the family reunions. Let a motherfucker start doing crack. It's like, oh, Brandy can't live here no more. Nah, I ain't living with no crackhead. Like, why? Like, a crackhead is the most untrustworthy, most, like, the scum of the earth. It's not fair. And I know this kind of sounds like I do crack and I'm trying to, like, clean up the reputation of crack. But like, I just think it's not fair, man. Like, Lamar Odom's a good man. I think I wouldn't know because his name has been sullied by crack. That's episode 2 in the books. I hate you all for making me do this. See you all next week. I love you.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.